welcome. I want to welcome you guys to episode number 31 of the Sports Plus Live podcast. My name is Edgar, Mr. aka Rodriguez. I don't want to make this too long. I got shit to do, but we're gonna do it. If it takes longer, it's fine. No big deal. I don't have a lot of stuff to do. But hi, welcome everybody. Watching on YouTube, or you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you're listening to. You're probably not listening on SoundCloud because we haven't got that fixed. But anyways, hi, welcome. At the time of recording this, it is Thursday, March 5th. So episode number 31. You know, like I said, I like to name my episodes or after people have worn number 31. This one's a who's who, so I got to name this off because I look it up. Grant Fuhr, episode number 31. Grant Fuhr from the Flames, Calgary Flames, former goalkeeper, Edmonton Oilers, Flames, Kings, all that stuff. You also have the Greg Maddux. Man, if you don't remember Greg Maddux from the Atlanta Braves, dude, I do. Guy was just smokes the ball. Has the old, how do you say, dexterity? I don't know what it is, but he just smokes the ball. Also 31, Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller never won a championship, I don't think. Came close a couple times. But everyone knows Reggie Miller. He was doing this to the New York Knicks when they choked in that playoff game. You remember that? That's iconic too. Oh, he was doing that to Spike Lee, which we'll talk about later. It's pretty funny. Spike Lee was going like this. He was like, well, they fucking choked. And that's when they had the go back and forth between him and Spike Lee. Pretty funny. Pretty funny that this comes up. Mike Piazza, another guy, catcher for the Mets, longtime Mets. I think for, the Dodgers as well. Yeah, pretty crazy. Mike Piazza, this takes me back because I used to watch baseball a lot. I don't know why I stopped. Because I started playing soccer a whole lot more, and it was like baseball was kind of boring compared to soccer. And I know a lot of you Americans are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, baseball's way better. It's America's pastime." Shut up. It doesn't. We've talked about that before. It's America's pastime ran by a bunch of Latinos. A bunch of Latinos are running this. Altuve. It doesn't look good that a Latino like Altuve is cheating, like Eddie Guerrero out here, lie, cheat, steal to get whatever he wants. We're not going to talk about that right now. It's different. Maybe we'll bring it up around election time to, I don't know, maybe ruffle some feathers. But anyways, today what we're going to be talking about UFC 248 coming up. Israel Adesanya versus Yoel Romero. Main event, co-main event. Willie Zhang versus Joanna Champion. Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Dude, I literally just learned how to say her name and I forgot. And that's going to hurt my feelings. Let me see if I can play that. Hold on. I got it up here, guys. Is it this one? There it is. Let me see if it'll let me play it on here. Oh, here we go. Look. What the fuck? Oh, here. Is it this one? No, it's not. Jędrzejczyk. There it is. Look at. Yeah, that's what you say. Jędrzejczyk. We're going to call her Joanna Champion. But yeah, that fight's coming up. A stack card. Very good. Very exciting card. Early prelims, the first 3 fights of the night, will be on ESPN Plus. The prelims themselves will be on ESPN, and then the rest will be on pay-per-view. We're also going to talk about Tom Brady. I don't know where old titty Tom Brady is going to be come football season, come spring training, whatever, OTAs, summer camp. What do they call it? Training camp? Summer training camp? Who knows? Who knows where he will be? A lot of suitors. Who doesn't want the best, the GOAT, the best quarterback ever? Like, who wouldn't want to have him? I'm sure a lot of people are in talks. And we might, something just popped up here that says Melvin Gordon to test free agencies. It literally just popped up as I'm looking this, which is pretty funny. because I think one of the suitors I have here is San Diego, and I think you want probably one a good running back. So I don't think San Diego will be there. So we can count that out. But anyways, also want to talk about my experience last night. I went to AEW Denver with some of my brother-in-law, my best friend Tim, and best friend Thomas. Have a lot of best friends, bunch of BFFs. Thomas from the Most Underrated podcast, and you heard me talk about Tim. And if you guys don't know my brother-in-law Alan, he is Zoe's dad, and you know who Zoe is, so don't fret. Anyways, yeah, UFC 248 this weekend coming up. Adesanya versus Romero, very very interesting matchup. Very interested in the fact that it's the classic striker versus grappler. A striker, if you would like to. That's what I sounded like. Striker versus grappler. I want to say this is going to be a fight, Israel Adesanya's fight. I want to say he's going to win. He has a striking. The guy's lengthy, 6'3", 6'4", something like that, at 185 pounds. I don't think Yoel Romero has ever fought someone like that before. I think the closest he's gotten was Luke Rockhold, and I think he knocked him out, if I'm not mistaken. We'll talk about it here in a second. But, I don't know. Matchup-wise, like striker versus grappler. And if I'm correct, Yoel Romero, let me go ahead before I stop discrediting his accomplishments here. Is a silver medalist at the 2000 Sydney Olympics. So silver medalist in his weight class, he's the top 2. So he's a top 2 wrestler, and which is compared to what thousands of people. So he's 1%er pretty much. Plenty of wrestling world champions, and we're talking about amateur. We're talking about with a singlet and grabbing each other like Olympic wrestling. Plenty of world championships, silver, bronze, gold, a lot of gold, World Cups. So that should kind of let you know what he should be doing. But what he does is something different. He loves to mix it up. He loves to not mix it up in the sense that I'm going to throw punches and try to take you down. Now I'm going to try to knock you out. And that's what he tries to do. He puts on such exciting fights sometimes. I honestly do believe this fight should happen either way. Because in his last fight, he did fight Paulo Costa, which I watched, and I thought Romero did enough to win the fight. Was it close? Definitely. But I didn't think Costa did enough to win the fight. And the moons aligned. Not saying it's a bad thing, but Costa got hurt pretty bad. And I don't know if it was in that fight or he had to get surgery and training, but so he couldn't, he can't fight for a while. Pretty bad. I think he'd be out for like a whole year. This fight happened in November, October, or something like that. But let's pull it up right now. Let's take a look at his last 5 fights. Paulo Costa. Oh shit! It was August. So he wasn't gonna fight right away. So I honestly thought he believed that he was a fight of the night, which was a great card if I remember right. That one 241. Let me pull this up here. UFC 241. It took fight of the night. That one was Daniel Cormier to Stipe Miocic. Stipe Miocic rocked him with the body shots, dropped him. I remember that Anthony Pettis was Nate Diaz, and then there's another fight on there. Oh, Corey Sandhagen versus Rafael Assunção. I think with the Sandhagen, the decision. But yeah, amazing card. If I remember that one correctly. Watch it with my homie Woods. I remember that one. But yeah, I mean, so his last 5 fights, we're looking at it. A decision loss to Paulo Costa, which I'm sure we've talked about this before. His last 5 fights. Decision loss to Paulo Costa. Decision loss to Robert Whittaker. KO win against Luke Rockhold. And then a decision loss to Robert Whittaker. And then a KO win to Chris Weidman. So he's knocked out some pretty former champions in this division. He's knocked out former champions. He's lost to former champion twice in Robert Whittaker. Robert Whitaker's not an easy fight, but there was that one against Robert Whitaker was supposed to be a championship fight, but he missed weight. Same thing as we were just talking about with Figueroa. Every time I try to say his name, I always think of that cat Figaro from like Mickey Mouse. No, whatever. If you have little kids, nieces, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Figueroa and then Benavidez. So kind of the same thing. But in the last week, he lost a decision, which I thought he won. Those ones are really close. Those fights are really, really good fights. Robert Whitaker and Yoel Romero. But that Paulo Costa one, I seriously thought he won. Like, I watched it before. He's fought some pretty tough individuals and beat some pretty tough individuals. Knocked out Lyoto Machida. Beat Ronaldo Jacare Sosa, the alligator. Another great grappler. Beat Tim Kennedy. Knocked out Tim Kennedy. I watched that one. Very controversial because he wouldn't come off the corner. That's whatever. Anyways, he's also beat Brad Tavares. I think Brad Tavares and Robert Whitaker are the only fights that, and Derek Brunson, which by the way he knocked him out. Oh, by the way, Romero knocked him out too. Are the only common opponents that Israel Adesanya and him have. And also just to put this in perspective, he doesn't use his wrestling a lot, but he's only lost one fight, just to get you know, lost one fight by finish and 3 by decision, which were the last, 3 of the last 4, 2 to Whitaker and 1 to Paulo Costa. So it's very hard to put away. And I think his first one was like his first fight or something like that, very early in his career. But check this out. He has 11 knockouts and 2 wins by decision. So he likes to finish his fights. Not a whole lot of submissions. So he likes to knock you out. And if you ever watch this fight, that's what he's trying to do. Guy's a freak athlete. 42 years old, looks just like, I don't get it. Like, I don't know. Like, he's always been a freak athlete his whole life. And, I wouldn't mess with him. Like that. See his cauliflower ear? Don't do that. Don't mess with him. But tough individual. If he does have a chance in this fight, it's going to be with that grappling. And I'm talking about violent grappling, like Matt Hughes, dump you on your head grappling. I'm talking about ground and pound, Mark Coleman grappling, ground and poundish. That's what he's going to have to do. Take him down, keep him down, beat him up. Now, Adesanya, on the other hand, is what, like I said, 6'4", I believe. Let me take a look here, his measurements. Yep, 6'4", fights at 185 pounds. That's huge. 6'4" is tall. Very tall for anybody, really. Unless you're fighting someone like Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury. But yeah, the champion hasn't lost in MMA. Has a couple losses in kickboxing. Has boxed as well, so his striking he's very well rounded as far as a striker goes. I don't think Yoel Romero has ever fought anyone like that. Luke Rockhold is very good as striker, but not as accomplished as Adesanya. I think that's as close as he gotten. So this is going to be a very tough fight for Romero. Last 5 fights for Adesanya. Championship fight win against Robert Whitaker. Beat Kevin Gastelum in a top 5 fight ever at UFC 236. Decisioned Anderson Silva. Now that's that's what raises my eyebrows a little bit. Anderson Silva's like on the tail end of his career. Probably will never fight again. His son has fought 2, I think last week, and won 2 kickboxing championships. So he's gearing up his kids. But yeah, Anderson Silva's kind of towards that end there, and if I remember the fight, it wasn't really. I don't know if he showed him too much respect, in that fight against Anderson Silva. That he couldn't finish him, or Anderson Silva still has a little bit in him. I don't know, but I got to go back and rewatch the fight. It was like 2 years ago. It was a long time ago. It wasn't that long ago. It was like last year. I was kidding. It felt like 2 years ago. Jesus. It's a leap year. Give me a break. He also fought Derek Brunson, finished him. Who hasn't finished Derek Brunson? He also fought Brad Tavares to the decision as well. So if you take a look at those 3 common opponents, Robert Whitaker got knocked out, which Yoel Romero couldn't do. Brad Tavares got knocked out by Yoel Romero, which Adesanya couldn't do. And Derek Brunson got knocked out by both of them. So, yeah, if you go off of those 2, who knows how the fight's going to go. You can't just go off of those 2. And holy crap, you want to see something on here? Adesanya fought Melvin Gillard in 2017. Melvin Gillard is a freaking lightweight, 155 pounds. That's crazy. I didn't know that. But yeah, undefeated, 18-0, undefeated. It's gonna be a good fight. We'll see what happens. I don't like I said, I hate picking these fights, but if I'm gonna go with someone, it's gonna be Adesanya, even though I think he's a big tool. But what can you say? Guy hasn't lost in MMA, so what makes you think he's gonna do it now? He's gonna lose to a 42-year-old? Doubt it. I doubt it. But I'm gonna tune in for sure, like I do all the other fights, even if I don't like the fighters. A lot of them put on good fights, like that Adesanya versus Kevin Gastelum fight. Amazing, just amazing fight. If you guys have never seen it, go watch it somehow. Ask somebody, pull it up for you. UFC Fight Pass, ESPN Plus, I think it's on there too. Was it on ESPN Plus? It doesn't matter right now. I think it was. You probably could find it on ESPN Plus. $5 a month. What'd I tell you? $5 a month for ESPN Plus. They better start paying me to tell you guys about it. All 10 of you. All right? But moving on to the undercard, which is Willie Lee Zhang and who was it again? Jędrzejczyk. Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Joanna champion, former champion. What the hell happened here? Former champion. Has a same thing as Adesanya, has a great kickboxing background. Just a tough chick overall. I like Joanna champion, Joanna Jędrzejczyk. There we go. I said it right. Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Let's take a look at the last 5 fights. She beat Michelle Waterson in a decision. Great fight. I remember watching that one. Her return to strawweight. So this is 115 pounds. Because she also has fought at flyweight, which is 125 pounds, which she did last time, and she lost to Valentina Shevchenko. And then Valentina Shevchenko, my crush, my old lady. We've all seen her. We all talked about her. I've talked about her. We've seen her before. She's vicious, so no hanging your head there. You should know what's going to happen. She also beat Tecia Torres in the decision. Tecia Torres is a tough chick. Can't put her away. Trains out here at Colorado Springs. I think he lives in Colorado Springs now. With her old lady. Oh my God, I can't believe I messed that up. With her old lady. She did lose to Rosie Namajunas by decision, and then before that got knocked out by Rosie Namajunas too by TKO. So last 5 fights, 2 wins, 3 losses, different weight classes. Yeah, kind of can't go really off of that. I mean, she doesn't knock out a whole lot of people. Jessica Andrade is one she beat. She also beat Killer Carolina, which we talked about on here, by decision, and Claudia Gadelha by decision. All tough individuals. Valerie Letourneau, all tough. So those are 4 fights before the little losing streak she had. And if you've never seen her, she is intense. Joanna Jędrzejczyk. She like stares at you. She's like, "What's up?" She's like, "What's up?" All up in your grill. Very intense chick, I'm excited for this fight. It's gonna be a tough fight for Willie Zhang. Zhang Weili. I think they say that. They say it in Asia. Last name first or something like that. I don't know how it goes. But Willie Zhang, we'll call her here. I mean, she's tough, man. She comes straight at you. She don't give we talked about whoever beat up Killer K, Carolina, Kowalczyk, I can't, whatever. But whoever, I can't remember her name. Was it Jan or Yin? This is gonna mess me up. But anyways, whoever beat her last, same thing. Comes straight at you. Pop, pop. Doesn't care. Pop, pop. Good wrestler. Just comes straight at you. Boom. Straight down the pipa. Just straight down the pipe, and she's coming at you. Full steam. Same thing. Same way she did. She beat Jessica Andrade. Knocked her out. Which, if you're looking at the two, that's another common opponent. Tisha Torres, another decision. But Jessica Andrade got knocked out by Willie Zhang with something Joanna Jędrzejczyk couldn't do. She also beat Jessica Aguilar, a tough chick by armbar. I like Willie Zhang. I like Willie Zhang in this fight. I like her winning by decision. I don't think you'll finish her unless you go a la Matt Hughes and just take her to the corner, dump her on her head, and knock her out. If you guys ever watched Matt Hughes, go look it up. Matt Hughes highlights. Guy was vicious with his wrestling. One of the most exciting wrestlers because you knew how to use it. Not a lot of people do it right. Matt Hughes did it right. Go check it out and see what I'm talking about. But Willie Zhang, she's from China, so I think she was training somewhere else, I hope. Because, the whole coronavirus, we talked about stupid coronavirus here. I don't think it's going to beat up anybody like they say it's going to. Definitely won't beat up Willie Zhang. Willie Zhang will suplex from the front, coronavirus. She don't care. Willie Zhang was coronavirus. What? What's up? You trying to take my strap? What's up? You trying to take my money? What's up? Boom, suplex. Not even suplex, a suplex. You just say it quick enough. It hurts more when you say suplex. Suplex. Let me see if I'm saying her name right. Does she have it up here too? Oh, they don't have it up here like they did Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Yeah, Jędrzejczyk. Jesus. Is it here? No. It's Zhang. Willie Zhang. Yeah, it's not really hard to say. So, Zhang Wei Li. Remember that. You're going to hear it for a while. Hopefully. We'll see what happens. But the fight, kind of rounding out the rest of the fight card, a lot of great fights. But yeah, did I get my pick? I didn't get my pick. Willie Zhang by decision. Also on the card, Beneil Dariush and Drakkar Klose. It's gonna be. I think that one's gonna be a pretty good card. I think it's a lightweight, 155, good fight, 155 pounds lightweight. Drakkar Klose, 10-1-1. And Beneil Dariush at this point is a veteran. Fought plenty of times in UFC. 155 pounds. I'm gonna go with the young guy. I'm going with Klose. Dariush has gone finished pretty good in his most of his fights. So I think that takes a toll. I think Klose wins. A young guy. Another fight. Neil Magny trains out here in Denver, fighting Li Jingliang. That's going to be a barn burner, as good old JR, who I saw last night at A&W, says. A barn burner, a slobber knocker, whatever you want to call it. A scrap, fisticuffs, hootenanny, hoedown. That's one you got to keep your eye on probably for fight of the night. Just keep your eye on. I don't want to go in depth. I didn't break this fight down for you. It's just bangers, all right? Cowboy Alex Oliveira is fighting against Max Griffin. Cowboy always brings the smoke. The different cowboy, Brazilian cowboy. Do you guys know Brazilians love like rodeo and shit? I don't know if you guys knew that or not. I knew that young because my dad and I used to watch rodeo. That's one thing we kind of watched together. Dad and boxing. And I didn't know that, but I was like, dude, that guy's from Brazil. And they love, and especially here where I'm from in the Greeley Stampede, they have like professional rodeo. It's like one of the stops. Big old country. It's country AF. Yeah, I noticed there's a lot of Brazilians there too. I was like, what the hell? So they're good at jiu-jitsu, fighting, and bull riding. I didn't know that. Just a quick tip. I don't know if you guys do that. I'll help you guys out. So if you ever see Brazilian like in Wyoming or Texas, you know what they're doing. They're either, because they also own like the beef plants and whatever. It doesn't matter. We're not going to get into that. On the undercard, which is on ESPN, the Sugar Sean O'Malley show is back up and running after almost it's almost 2 years, like over a year and a half. He served a suspension for some sort of like PED, which he said wasn't true, but whatever, they did it anyways. And then what is it? What else? Served another 6 months suspension for testing for kind of the same thing, or maybe like I think it got reduced. So a year and a half away from the game. Broke his leg in his last fight, and still won by decision, if I remember right. That was a really good fight. I remember watching that fight. Which one? 222. I'm trying to think what else was on that card. Hold on here. That was Cyborg. Oh, T. City against and Frankie Edgar was on that card too. So now I remember. But what the fuck did I just close? I think that's what I just closed. Sugar Sean O'Malley. But yeah, he's undefeated, 10-0. And Dana White really liked this guy. He has the whole, I don't know, the it factor, but has a lot of the very charismatic, has the personality is what I'm looking for. Looks like a mix of, God, what's his name? What's his name? Well, how come I can't think of his name? McLovin. McLovin and what's the name? The fat dude. Jonah Hill had a kid with curly hair. That's what he looks like. He has curly hair, skinny body, but tattoos all over it. Kind of like a Jonah Hill, McLovin and McGregor all mated. And made that. That's what came out was him. He's one of those dudes. Also trains out of Arizona, but loves weed. You know, one of those dudes. Plays video games. Yeah, he's a character if you guys have never seen him before. So we'll see. This is a return, and they're making it a big deal by putting him on that last fight on that prelim card. That's a pretty big place to be. It's like a mini main event to the main event. So plus everyone's gonna see it. It's for free on ESPN. So that's why they do that. Yeah, check it out. That's what's gonna happen. That UFC 238. A lot of great fights. Watch it. ESPN Plus, ESPN, and pay-per-view. So if you're like I'd buy a Buffalo Wild Wings or like a Hooters or Twin Peaks, go check it out. Don't be scared, players, because it's like I said, I bring you guys the heat. I let you guys know what's popping off this weekend. That's what's popping off this weekend. Have a couple of brews. Watch some scraps. Some wings. All right? That's what I'm going to do. Maybe. We'll see what happens. Moving on from the UFC. Well, kind of. So moving on to Dana White. Dana White from UFC. Dana White. We're transitioning here. Dana White earlier this week had if I could get it out, that'd be great. Had went on Instagram Live and had Tom Brady on there via like phone call, trying to convince him to go to Las Vegas Raiders. Just trying to recruit him. Just says, hey, fucking move to LA. You can stay with me. In Vegas, it's an hour flight from Vegas. You can use my plane, whatever. She's trying to recruit him to go back and forth to LA. But who knows where where he's gonna go? Only really Tom Brady knows where he's gonna go. I told you though I don't know how many episodes ago, we're definitely gonna talk about this, and whenever it comes up, it's coming up. The reason why I wanted to bring it up now, because nothing's final. He's had a lot of talks over last week over the NFL Combine in Indianapolis with a bunch of teams. He had a phone call with Bill Belichick that didn't really go as planned, apparently. And also, what was I saying here? Also, one of the big suitors as well is the 49ers. And that kind of threw me off because is what it sounds like is that the 49ers are kind of already shucking Jimmy G away after 2 seasons, taking him to the Super Bowl. And just like, yeah, no thanks. I'll see you later. And it's like, dude, you're going to go with, older Tom Brady. I get it. I just don't know if that's a good fit. But I get it. Like I said, everyone's trying to get him. Why wouldn't you want to try to get the best player ever? In this case, I wouldn't. I mean, you're kind of doing away with a lot of your plans. George Kittle's already gone out and say, let's run this back number 10. He wants number 10 back. Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know, man. I didn't really like that. I didn't like that a lot. The whole, like, John Lynch has done a great job getting this core of players to get to where they need to be. Had an amazing season, got to the Super Bowl, lost to the Super Bowl. They probably need to change maybe like one thing, maybe. That could be one piece on the offensive line. It could be better DBs. I think really that's it. If they were able to keep this main core of people. George Kittle, one of the best receivers, best tight ends in the league. Deebo Samuel, amazing talent, young guy coming up. Don't know what they're going to do with Emmanuel Sanders. Have running back Mostert has showed he could definitely fill that number one spot. Yeah, I don't know. I really didn't like this. I think it's kind of like I don't know. I just like a spit in the face of Jimmy Garoppolo. If this is true, because I don't know if it's true. I don't know anybody in the organization to talk to. But who knows where it's going to happen. Right now, I think the heavy suitors are going to be the favorite suitors, not heavy. Favorite suitors are going to be Tennessee is what it sounds like, or Las Vegas, or even going back to Foxborough, to the Patriots. Who knows? But it's shown as life goes on and just how times change, like no one stays in one spot. Even the great, you've seen people like Brett Favre trying to hold on to that playing time. Played with the Jets, played with the Niners, Packers, not Niners, Vikings, sorry. Try to keep that alive. Same thing with Peyton Manning. Went to the Broncos, won a championship, and he was like, all right, I'm done. There's, not a lot of people are going to be like Eli Manning, be like, yeah, I'm done. I'm good. People still want more. So I think that's what it is with Tom Brady, just the ultimate competitor. And he just wants more. So can't really blame him. It's in his blood. If he can do it, go do it. Yeah, I don't know. This is I'm interested to see where he's gonna go. Only Tom Brady really knows. Only Tom Brady, maybe his family, his agent, may kind of know, probably where they're gonna go. Who's the favorites right now? I don't know if you guys noticed. It was Julian Edelman has been trying to everything to get him to stay. He's trying to keep him here, keep him there, trying to persuade him, come out with Instagram posts, trying to sell these jerseys and shirts to get him to stay. They were at the Syracuse game last weekend with Jimmy Fallon, Edelman, and Tom Brady. And then Edelman's like, he's coming back, don't worry. And Tom Brady's like, yeah. I don't think he's coming back. Just kind of looking at that, man. I don't think he will. But you never know. You never know how. You never know. You just don't know. No one really knows. Just because you see it on the internet doesn't mean it's true, unless it's the coronavirus. It's true. Coronavirus. I bet, honestly, to God, if the coronavirus has affected dogs, like if people would find it'd find a cure to it right away. They would find a cure. A lot of people love their dogs more than a lot of humans, which is inhumane. But seriously, if it only happened to a dog, they're like, no, not Frosty. Y'all ain't getting Frosty. We're finding an antidote right now. But yeah, who knows what's gonna happen? When something happens, we'll check it out. But like I said earlier, it doesn't look like he's going to go to San Diego. I don't think so because Melvin Gordon is gonna be out. But Melvin Gordon really didn't make a big splash last year, and that was his fault. He wanted more money. And probably would have gotten it if he would have just played. Now, I don't think a lot of people are going to be like, you're not going to get the... Same thing with Le'Veon Bell. I mean, it's like, I don't think Le'Veon Bell got a decent deal. Like, got a decent deal, but didn't get a good deal. Something like Ezekiel Elliott, who's worth it. Runs like hell, plays very well. Yeah, I didn't like it. I mean, I think someone like Le'Veon Bell was really successful because of his offensive line. But Le'Veon Bell, I don't think a lot of people are going to be like, you're not going to get the... Same thing with Le'Veon Bell. I mean, it's like, I don't think Le'Veon Bell got a decent deal. Like, got a decent deal, but didn't get a good deal. Something like Ezekiel Elliott, who's worth it. Runs like hell, plays very well. Yeah, I didn't like it. I mean, I think someone like Le'Veon Bell was really successful because of his offensive line. Melvin Gordon wasn't successful because he spent a lot of time on the sidelines. They didn't want to play, wanted more money. That's what you get when you hold out. You take that risk when you hold out. And Le'Veon Bell didn't have a good year. Melvin Gordon didn't have a good year. So even Ezekiel Elliott didn't have really that solid of a year, even holding out. So it shows that holding out really isn't that all what it's tied up to be. Look at someone like Drew Brees. He's getting paid. Didn't hold out. A lot of people haven't hold out. Just like, I want to play, want to get this over with. Because a lot of times you're also doing auditions, kind of like auditions for other team. Like, oh shit, he still got it. I'll pay him that money if he wants it. I don't care. I'll give you what you want. So who knows? Who knows? We're still early. We're still infant stages of everything. I think free agency starts here in a week or so, 2 weeks. So keep your ear out, eyes out. Sports Plus Life on Instagram and Twitter. MRAKACO on Instagram and Twitter. YouTube.com/Twitter. So keep your eye out. I'm posting shit. All right. I'm gonna start smoke. I want to start stuff. Plus, I want to see what my Denver Broncos do. Who did they get? They already got AJ Bowie this weekend for the 4th rounder, which is not bad at all. I feel like they are trying. They're going to, which I told my friend Tim that they are trying. They are kind of probably going to move on from Chris Harris Jr. Chris Harris Jr. had that 1-year extension. And then he's in Israel right now, so I don't know if he's praying or what he's doing, trying to find himself, maybe finding himself a new team. Praying for a new team, who knows? I would love to see Darius Slay in a Bronco jersey. That's just me. From the Lions, Darius Slay. I like Darius Slay. Cool name, too. All right? But yeah, we're enough football. Talking enough football. Moving on, a little bit of basketball, but not basketball. Spike Lee and the Knicks. So Spike Lee, if you guys don't know who Spike Lee, film director, longtime Knicks fan, courtside tickets, season holder. Apparently had a spat with like security or something like that, to where he's gone in an entrance for like however long he's been a season ticket holder, and they were like, "No, you can't go. You got to go out, and you got to go out this time." After he's like, "No, I'm not going. So you can kick me out, arrest me, whatever. I'm not going. You can't do that. I've been here doing this." And he was there like 2 nights ago at something else, went into the same interest. No one said anything. And I don't know what that is about, but it just goes to show what kind of organization the Knicks are. They're horrible. They've been horrible. Nothing's been good about it. They haven't been good since Allen Houston is there, Charles Oakley, all those guys. Melo didn't do much while he was there. So, I mean, the only good thing to come out of New York was the New York Knicks organization was Lynn's sanity. That's about it. No one's playing well there. No one, I mean, it's just a horrible organization. And that is a reflection of it. That whole, like, you're going to disrespect this ticket holder, this longtime ticket holder who probably spent total of like 10 million, I think is what I saw, 10 million, 11 million and more. You're not even talking about the concessions. You're not talking about the gear. Like, you're not talking about all that either. So millions and millions of dollars to this organization, and that's how they treat him. Not a polite gesture either. It's like, you can't go over this way. It's like, excuse me? That just goes to show how crappy that organization is. But I just talked about it this long ago. Like nothing stays forever. Loyalty doesn't really mean a whole lot, to a lot of people anymore. Especially the Knicks. They do that with Charles Oakley. That's what he said. I think he was on. He was on First Take. I think that one with Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman. He was like, "All right, arrest me, take me out of here like you did my man Charles Oakley." So it's just that organization is just trash. Ownership has to change. If you want it to be back to where it was in the heyday. MSG, in my opinion, yeah, cool. A lot of memories. Tear that shit down. It's done. It's old. That's done with. A lot of great memories. Let's keep it that way. A lot of great memories. It isn't the mecca for anything anymore. It's not the mecca of basketball. There's a bunch of different places to fight now. Let's move on from MSG in general. Let's move on from the Knicks. Let's not talk about them. Let's just move on. Get a new stadium. A new arena. Just move on. I think that's what needs to happen. Someone needs to move to buy that team and move the Knicks away from New York. But anyways, yeah. That's my take. It was pretty crappy. Um, One thing that it just gets me. There's no more loyalty. So what we have to do is just move on. But moving on from Spike Lee and the Knicks, one thing I did want to talk about before we wrap it up here. Last night I went to AEW Denver, AEW Broomfield, technically, and it was probably the best wrestling show I've ever been to. And I've been to a lot of WWE shows, SmackDown, Raw, live shows. Never to a pay-per-view, though. But I was so impressed with what I saw last night. It was from all the wrestlers, and it was classic wrestling, too, by the way. It was heel versus babyface. If you don't know, heel is a bad guy, babyface is a good guy. It was that classic one, and they distinguished it by who's a heel, who's a baby face. Something that Raw, like SmackDown, WWE doesn't do really much in general anymore. They can't anymore because of wrestling fans. Chris Jericho, Le Champion. Definitely, it's kind of just wrestling fans in general, how they'll sing his song. They're like, oh, sing a song. And he comes out, and then all of a sudden he's a heel to them. They're like, boo. And it's like, okay. It's just, I think a lot of wrestling has changed because of wrestling fans in general. But they did a really great job of distinguishing who's, like I said, who's bad guy, who's good guy. And I love the way it was just put together. The wrestling was just amazing. Got to see my boys, Cero Miedo, Lucha Bros. Got to see Jake the Snake Roberts made an appearance last night, and that was I couldn't believe it. We just like sat there, and I was like, holy crap. And I couldn't hear because the guy behind me was just yelling the whole time. Shut the you wrestling fans, just shut up. Guy, you don't have to be heard every time. Jesus. We paid money too, so shut the Anyways. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but I went back, got home and watched it, and I could tell it was a good promo when he was there. Especially by the way, first off, by the way he entered. You guys get like these are the things that you just don't notice if you're not a wrestling fan, or if you don't follow wrestling very closely. So he cuts off Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is crying about him losing to MJF, Michael Jacob Friedman. I can't remember his name. If you guys don't know MJF was on like everywhere for flipping off the little kid, making him cry, or whatever. Like you've seen, I'm sure a lot of people have seen it by now. That's MJF. It was just such a great show. He comes out, he interrupts him. I think he just comes out. And the thing he does when he walked in, and I noticed this right away, was grabs the ropes, kind of strokes it back and forth like that, and he goes like this. Puts his hands in his face, like smells it. Like, and then he's like, he was taking it in. Then he goes to the turnbuckle, puts his nose in the turnbuckle, smells it, just takes it in, and right away he comes in and gets the mic and just cuts a heel promo, by the way. A heel promo obviously is a bad guy promo. Just cuts it as a heel. Amazing, just amazing. And the way he ended it as well was, a wise man once told me, don't ever turn your back on someone you're afraid of or someone you can't fight or you can't beat up. I can't remember what it was. Fuck, I gotta remember it now. It was so cool. Then he just turns his back to him, throws a microphone over his head, and walks away. Oh my God, that gave me a wrestling boner. So wrestling chubbers. Everything was amazing. Darby Allin was amazing. If you don't have a chance if you never watch AEW, go to watch it. They just signed Colt Cabana, which I don't remember if you guys remember. I don't know if you guys would know. Sports Plus Live Podcast, episode number 15, Decade Review, 2011, CM Punk's Pipe Bomb. He mentions a gentleman by the name of Colt Cabana. This is 9 years ago. And Colt Cabana... is there still wrestling? I've never seen him wrestle before, and he put on such a great show. Very exciting, very cool to watch. Got to see my man, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. Just very, very exciting. It was unbelievable. I'm definitely gonna go again. I definitely will go again. I may even travel to go see them. I was so impressed. It was amazing. Such a great show. Even take your kids to. it's just old school wrestling. Yeah, I just don't know how else to tell how else to say it. Amazing, amazing, amazing show, and yeah, I just loved it. I loved every bit of it. I hope, because the way the wrestling is going, if you guys don't know about wrestling, you could shut your ears off or whatever. Bill Goldberg was like 50 something. I don't even know, 52, 53. I don't even know how old he is. Probably way older, 60s. But in still amazing shape, obviously. Just wrestled and won the championship, the WWE Heavyweight Championship, WWE Championship. No, this one is, WWE Championship, Universal Championship. It's maybe the Universal Championship. They switched it over Bray Wyatt. And so he's now going to face Roman Reigns. And it's like, WWE just does not have the ear to the, just in general, the pulse. I don't have a pulse of anything. Like, no one wants to watch Bill Goldberg and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Like, nobody. Nobody was like, you know what, I want to watch Bill Goldberg and Roman Reigns. Like, I don't know if something's going to happen from now until WrestleMania, which is April 5th, I believe. So who knows, but that's just stupid. You never know what's going to happen, but anyways, AEW was amazing. Cheap tickets too, $30 or something like that, $32, $37. So amazing. It was just cheap entertainment in a arena like First Bank Center, which is not big at all. It was on TV. Pretty cool. Check it out, man. If you guys ever get a chance to watch AEW, go check it out. A lot of great talent. And they keep signing more and more people. So it looks like there are a couple more people coming. Because Jake the Snake was there to promote, I have a client who's going to come beat you up. Damn it. In his raspy voice. Amazing. I can't say enough good things. But anyways, to wrap this up, I told you guys like 2 weeks ago, maybe 4 episodes ago, I forgot to give a Lifer award. And because I'm going to start doing that. First one ever was James Krause, Lifer Award. Sports Plus Life, you're a lifer. He's a lifer. I'm going to get merch out. He's getting the Lifer Award. I got 2 to give out. The first one's going to go to Tony Romo. Get paid, player. Get that money. You didn't win a championship as a player, but you won. You secured the bag. $17 million a year, $180 million total for 10 years. You get the Lifer Award, player. Lifer, you're a lifer. That's money. That's straight cash, homie. Because a lot of people need to look at what Tony Romo's doing. See what like I said, you got to look at what winners are doing, and kind of mimic them. Take advice. Look what Tony Romo's doing. Look how he breaks down these plays. He has a charisma. He has a smile. He's a good-looking dude. He plays golf. He does it all. Pretty good a golfer, I've heard. So it's another reason to get a Lifer Award. But yeah, hats off to you, Tony Romo, again. My other hats are off to, and the Lifer Award goes to number 2. There's number 3 technically altogether, Tyson Fury. I don't have to tell you why Tyson Fury is getting the Lifer Award. Put on the best sweet science performance ever, like I've ever seen. Since like Muhammad Ali, since like Mike Tyson. Just Vander Holyfield, just beautiful. Hits you hard. Great footwork. Great head movement. Mix it up. It's amazing. Lifer Award goes to Tyson Fury. You dossers. All right? That's it. It's the only awards I want to give to you. Actually, we'll give out more. You guys are going to help me. Tweet me. Sports Plus Life. MRAKACO. Instagram and Twitter, both of them. Sports Plus Life on YouTube as well. So holler at me. All right? Let me know what you guys think. A lot of things coming up this weekend that I didn't talk about. I think today there is Manchester United versus Derby. Oh, shit. Guys, speaking of Derby, Manchester City against Man United this weekend. Manchester Derby, I forgot about that. It wasn't in my notes. I almost forgot about it. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. They're saying Paul Pogba might play this weekend. I wouldn't push it. But of course, Man City, we already beat them, I think, twice. We beat them this year, so No, we got smoked by him once. I can't remember. I know we beat him in. No, yeah, we lost to it. One. Was it 1-1? We lost 1-0. No, we did lose, and then second leg. But whatever, doesn't matter. Gonna be a good one. Check it out Sunday. I think it's like 7 or something like that. Let me check for you guys, all right, before you guys leave me, and go do about your business. Which, by the way, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for saying what's up. Hold on one second. 10:30 a.m. on Sunday. So check it out. Manchester Derby, one of the best derbies, rivalries, whatever you want to call it, out there. It's gonna be fun. Gonna be amazing. Let me see where it's at. I can tell you right now who I'm gonna pick. And this is gonna be in, where is it? It doesn't even say. What the hell? What the heck? Where is it gonna be, guys? Old Trafford. Manchester United 1-0. That's what's gonna happen. Scored by Anthony Martial or Bruno Fernandes, the way that guy's playing. Kun Aguero played very well last week. They won the Carabao Cup, I think is what it was. We'll see. Let's knock them down off their perch, damn it. If it were up to me, Liverpool, Man City would lose every game moving forward, and we would win everything. But it's not going to happen. By the way, who does Liverpool? Let's find out who Liverpool plays, by the way. Let's find out, because they're on a losing streak. Premier League. They play Bournemouth. Only won one game in the last five games, so yeah. Kind of hope they lose. See what happens. I'll start popping some bubbly like Gary Neville. It doesn't even matter. Or popping a little bit of the bubbly like Chris Jericho. That's how we're going to end it. I'm Le Champion of Sports Plus Live Podcast, Mr. A.K.A. Edgar Rodriguez. I love you guys. I will see you guys later.